What if I told you that your favorite hoodie isn't just cozy, but it's changing the way you think? Or that the outfit you're wearing right now is quietly shaping your confidence, your decisions, and even your mood? And why does throwing on your favorite outfit sometimes feel like an instant mood boost? Like a shot of espresso, but make it fashion? Probably how Emma Stone felt in this popcorn dress. It sounds like something out of the sci-fi movie I know, but it's real. The clothes you wear don't just cover your bodies, they rewire your brains. So how does this all work, and what is the history behind it, and is it something that you should be thinking about when you get dressed every day? Let's talk about it. Hey, you're welcome or welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Gift. So I started thinking about this connection quite recently. Actually, I was stuck in a rut for weeks in my PJs. Then I had to get dressed for a meeting, and I put on an outfit that I liked, did my hair and makeup, and the way I felt was such a massive contrast for what I was just feeling an hour before. Honestly, I felt different. I left the house that day feeling creme de la creme, like I was in one of those rom-com movies where I'll bump into the love of my life in a coffee shop. Okay, I'm exaggerating, but I did feel like I could conquer the world, or at least my inbox. And around the same time too, I stumbled on an article on dopamine dressing. As you may know, dopamine is your brain's feel-good chemical. It is what makes you motivated, excited, and a little addicted to whatever brings you pleasure. And apparently, your clothes can trigger it too. Okay, let's take a trip back in time, because clothing as a psychological tool isn't some new TikTok phenomenon. It's been around for centuries. In a way, before OOTD was a thing, people were using clothing to command attention, flex, fit in, and basically control how others saw them. Back in the 13th century in Europe, sumptuary laws dictated what people could wear based on social class. Imagine getting fined for wearing the wrong colors or fabric. Fast forward to the Victorian era, and corsets and hop skirts and layers upon layers of fabrics became billboards for social status. But it wasn't all about status and tiny waist. These clothes were restrictive and were also designed to control behavior. Like, imagine trying to run in that corset. Good luck with that, babe. And that was one of the reasons why it was designed that way. One of the things I love about TV shows and movies is how they utilize this connection of clothing with their characters, like Miranda Priestley in The Devil Wears Prada. By the way, if you haven't seen the movie, please do. I think it's a really nice watch. I digress. Well, her sharp tailored outfits weren't just a reflection of her high-powered job. They also helped her to command respect in a very competitive industry. In Sex and the City, Carrie's eclectic, fearless fashion choices, maybe not fearless, but her fashion choices weren't just about style. They were a celebration of her individuality and creativity. Similarly, Miranda Hobbs' wardrobe tells its own story. Earlier on, her structured professional suits reflect her pragmatic, career-driven mindset, but as she evolved, opening herself up to love, motherhood, and a more balanced life, her style softened. So one of the ways this all works is through something called Enclothed cognition. I don't know why I had to pronounce it that way, but I have mentioned this in one of my previous videos, but I did dug a little further and researched on it a bit more, and here is what I found. Enclothed cognition, by the way, is the idea that the clothes we wear don't just change how others see us, it also changes the way we see ourselves, and it hinges on two factors. First, there is the symbolic meaning of the clothing. What does the outfit represent to you? Is it power, intelligence, comfort, beauty, or even rebel energy? Your brain picks up on those associations and runs with them. Second, there is the physical experience of wearing the clothes. How does the fabric feel on your skin? Is it stiff and structured, or is it cozy and soft? That tactile sensation sends a signal to your brain. The most famous example on this is the lab coat study. Researchers gave two participants a white coat to wear, but they told one group that it was a doctor's coat, and they told the other group that it was a painter's coat. The people who thought that they were wearing a doctor's coat performed significantly better in attention-related tasks. Why? Because they associated the clothes with intelligence, precision, and focus. It's interesting how that works. But another psychological connection to the way our clothing makes us feel is dopamine dressing, which is basically a trend that equates clothing with mood boosters or clothes as mood boosters. According to an article on Forbes titled 2 Reasons to Start Dopamine Dressing This Year by a psychologist, dopamine dressing suggests that wearing certain colors, textures, or styles can stimulate dopamine, leading to a boost of mood and confidence. The way you dress might actually have the power to shift your mood and set tone for how you engage with the world. Now, even though certain colors are often associated with certain emotions, like bright colors being associated with joy, I do think this one is highly subjective because it depends on how you interpret color. Black is my happy color. Blue, not so much. And brands are absolutely leveraging the concept of dopamine dressing in their product and marketing strategies. So I saw this article on Substack and I'm going to read you a section talking about colors and all. It says, Kim Kardashian is so obsessed with neutrals that she enforces all her workers to wear grays, black, white, navy, cream, or khaki. Neutrals don't evoke any strong feelings. They are well neutral, and it's easier to sell something that's okay, something neutral. I was also just scrolling through an information website and I saw a category called romance yourself. I mean, even just that word will provoke a certain feeling of girliness, femininity, and all of that. But I did click on it and the subtext says romantic plus feminine clothing, lacy, flowery, sexy dresses and separates that will take you out someplace nice. So when you wear these clothes, you probably would feel, girly and feminine because of the idea that they've sold to you about that dress. And also anthropology, if you go to their website, it basically looks like a happy moment and they've actually described their pieces as happy making and cheerful, which is basically their way of saying buy this sweater and unlock instant joy. Spoiler alert, it does work sometimes. What's also fascinating is that the relationship between clothing and self-perception is a two-way street. Not only do clothes influence how we see ourselves, they also affect how others see us, which in turn shapes our behavior. For example, say you're dressed to impress, whatever that means to you. People are most likely to treat you with respect and assume you're competent and even maybe laugh at your jokes, even if they're not funny. That positive feedback reinforces your self-image and suddenly you're standing taller, speaking more confidently and owning the room. On the flip side, if you're dressed in a way that feels less than, maybe you're having a rough day, it happens, but people may not accord to you the same level of attention or respect, which in turn may make you to doubt yourself and feel less confident. It's just all more like a merry-go-round clock. So yeah, when someone came up with the phrase dress the part, they were definitely onto something. Another interesting thing about clothing and self-perception is something called neuroplasticity, which is the brain's ability to adapt based on experiences, behavior, and even thoughts. Think of your brain as a map of pathways. The more you use the path, the more stronger it becomes, and the less you use the path, it ultimately fades away. Every time you put on an outfit, you're activating a neural pathways linked to how that outfit makes you feel or how that clothing makes you feel. So when you wear clothes that makes you feel beautiful and confident regularly, you're building a mental shortcut to those emotions, meaning that you so often feel confident and beautiful because you're always reinforcing that emotion. But when you're stuck in a fashion world, maybe wearing clothes that make you feel meh, you're reinforcing the pathways tied to insecurity, lack of confidence, and discomfort. That is one of the reasons why things like putting on a lucky socks works, because you have trained your brain to associate that item with luck. Ultimately, the whole point of this video is to encourage you to be more intentional with your clothes and what you wear. Wear things that spark more joy and less of what doesn't. Experiment with how you feel about different colors and silhouettes, because honestly, I do think this is highly subjective. You know what they say, one man's meat is another man's fashion error. So really, it's all about what you like and how it makes you feel. Personally, I'm thinking of doing a challenge where I'll dress up every single day at home, do my makeup, wear some really nice clothes. I work from home and it can get pretty rusty in here. So I wanna see how that feels and how that goes. I'll let you know if I did get around doing it. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Hope you found it useful and somewhat interesting. I think I'm talking so fast. But thank you guys so much for watching. Like, subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.